Hey everyone, welcome to Good Morning Cannabis. And I have my friend Chris Koch on the call today. And Chris, as you know, whenever we're doing these virtual visual podcasts, my first question is, so tell the audience what's the craziest thing that ever has happened to you in your life so far?
Gotcha. Well, Todd, first, thanks for inviting me on. Really, it's an honor to be here, representing H2M here. If I had to say
Craziest.
craziest thing, I was an avid motorcycle rider.
Okay.
That guy that reached, I'll say, in excess of 190 miles per hour. I'll leave it at that.
Legally? Were you driving legally, or was that on a track, or was that racing your friends?
As you said, the craziest thing. So that was actually on the turnpike, the New Jersey Turnpike.
I think I passed you once. I was going 200. So, Chris, a little bit about yourself, about the company, what the company does, and then we'll get right into some more specific questions.
All right. So H2M Architects and Engineers, we're a multidisciplinary firm based out of Long Island. I'm here at the New Jersey office. We have, several other satellite offices that operate Hudson Valley, New York, Connecticut, Massachusetts, and as far away as Florida, Albany included. So we're a multidisciplinary firm that provides architectural and engineering services to a wide range of markets.
Including cannabis.
Cannabis, absolutely. That actually falls under our real estate market. So we have a healthy we do public and private work. So with that, we've incorporated support for cannabis, the cannabis market through our real estate markets.
Awesome. So tell me, Chris, what are some things that you might want some of our listeners to know about what you're finding in the cannabis industry as it relates to what you folks are doing?
Yeah, so one of our initial entryways into the cannabis industry was through our insurance group. We have a forensic insurance. And what we were able to do was help with a lot of the fire safety issues that exist within this space, both mainly on the cultivation end, right, because of all the requirements there. And also through our environmental group, we've been able to identify hazards at some of these sites and help the owners and those organizations find solutions to ensure that they're compliant with the most recent environmental standards.
What would you define as a hazard? Is that like a tripping hazard? Is it,
Actually, a good question. It ranges everything from a tripping hazard to identification of chemicals that may be in the facility, to the correct fire suppression, security systems as well. Obviously, that's big for obvious reasons. So it ranges. A lot of mechanical, plumbing, electrical work falls in that category on top of the environmental work.
And so for the sake of our audience, I think I know the answer to this, but is it a simple fix? Does it involve a lot more careful understanding, or what does it really entail? I don't even know what it means. Like, I'm not an engineer.
Yeah, when we the clients that we're working with, we're helping them identify issues that'll be called out by the regulatory agencies that are charged with inspecting their facility, right? So obviously in New Jersey, we have a bunch of municipalities. Home rule is a big thing. So everybody kind of has their own rules, but there is a national code that we all must follow. So what we do is we help to make sure that they at least meet that minimum code requirement. And then we add the tweaks that may come from obviously the state of New Jersey, but also from those individual municipalities to satisfy the building department. In some cases, the fire inspector, and things like that. So that's what we work towards helping our clients do.
Well, it seems like a very important thing, since a lot of folks are getting the conditional cultivation licenses, et cetera, that they have the right team to come in and help them with this. Otherwise, even though they may get the license, it may not be operational because they don't pass whatever that those requirements are.
Exactly. And our goal here is to make sure that that whatever space you're in, whether it's cultivating or retail, that we help you get through the process efficiently. As again, as this being part of our overall real estate market, we find a lot of folks who develop, and even though this is cannabis, this is still a development, correct? We notice that a lot of developers lose efficiencies by piecemealing, by attacking too hard without actually having a written game plan. So we like to help our clients from the ground level through completion, through getting their COs, to make sure that that whole process makes sense and each piece fits in the piece before it.
Very interesting. So, Chris, tell me, how did you get involved in the cannabis space? Is there a story to tell, or you just kind of were the short man in the office that day and they picked you? You're probably the tall man in the office, actually. I'm the short man in the office.
Yeah, well, that's an interesting question. I mean, as an engineer, honestly, Todd, I like solving problems, right? That's a big part of what we do at H2M. It's part of our culture here, is to help folks solve problems in a sustainable built environment. And this falls right into that, because when I was approached on this subject, it was about a cultivation facility that just needed a parking lot, I believe, at the time. So site design, civil design is something else we do. And I said, hey, this is a space that's taken off. And I really do feel that working in this space is something that's not going to only benefit those in the business, those developing these facilities, but also the larger community. When you look at some of our issues in New Jersey, I think this will be a plus for all involved.
I like the way you think. Plus equals hopefully a positive sum.
Right. Sure. That's right.
So Chris, if someone wants to get in touch with you, obviously you and the company, what's the best place for them to look or go? Do you have any place where they could look you up?
Yep. So you can feel free to contact me on LinkedIn. I'm on LinkedIn under Christopher Koch, H2M Architects and Engineers. And if you're looking for an immediate response, the best way to get in touch with me is through email, and that's ccoke@h2m.com.
And this will be in the show notes anyway, but I always like folks who are my guests to say it. So, Chris, I know this is a short and sweet kind of meeting. I just wanted to thank you for your time, and we'll be calling you back a little bit later in the episodes to see how things are going. But thank you for participating in Good Morning Cannabis.
Thank you, Todd, and thank all the great people over at Sachs LLP. Thanks.
Yeah, I love it, man. Take care, buddy.